morning, Ms. Zeno. If I can get you to raise your right hand, please. I'm going to swear you in and cause number 125453, the estate of Columbus Rito, and cause number 125451, the estate of Teresa I. Rito. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these two causes shall be the truth, so help you God?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Ms. Zeno, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Teresa Rito. Do you recognize that as being her will?
Yes, sir.
Now I'm going to go back to the signature page. Ask you, is that her signature on that document?
Yes, sir.
And after the date she made this will on June 18th of 2012, did she ever revoke it or amend it?
No, not to my knowledge, Judge.
Okay, and I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Columbus Rito. Do you recognize that as being his will?
Yes, sir.
And is that his signature on that document?
Yes, sir.
And after he made this on June 18th of 2012, did he ever change it or revoke it?
No, sir, not to my knowledge.
All right, go right ahead, Mr. Parker.
All right, Zeno, on Teresa Rito, you and I have reviewed this proof of death and other facts, and we reviewed it again this morning. And all is this information, is it true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Make sure you speak up. Okay, here's the oath. And then here's the proof of death on Columbus Redo, and you reviewed it as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
And is it true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, it is.
And you're asking the court to appoint you to be the administrator of this estate, is that correct?
Yes, it is. Yes, I am.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Ms. Parker, if you'll have her sign both proofs and let me know when the proofs are notarized. And it's not that, you'll have to have the oath for the clerk, but for right now, just the proofs for my purposes.
And I don't know if I need to tell you, she needs 5 on each one.
Okay. 5 letters on each one.
They're both signed and notarized, Judge.
All right, Ms. Zeno, I have signed the orders admitting Mr. and Mrs. Rito's wills to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary. Those letters are what are going to give you authority to act on behalf of the estate. So if you need to deal with insurance companies, real estate titles, financial institutions, whatever, you use those letters to do that. If you'd make sure that you cooperate with Mr. Parker in getting him a listing of the assets of the estate, because he has 90 days from today to file what's called an inventory and appraisement with the court, okay? All right, well, I hope everything goes well. Y'all let us know if you need anything else.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Take care. What I grab there. Okay, let's see here. Mr. Rojas.
He has 3. These 2 are the same applicant.
2. Okay. Okay, are you there, Mr. Rojas?
Yes, sir. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I've got 2 different clients this morning, Judge. I don't know which one you want to start with.
Okay, let's start with Rogelio Gonzalez.
All right. I'll go grab him real quick.
Minimum and title.
Mr. Gonzalez actually has 2 cases this morning, Judge. Both of his parents recently passed away.
Right, I see that.
And what I'd like to do, if it's okay with the court, is start off with Mr. Oscar Gonzalez's.
Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, could I see Mr. Gonzalez? I need to see him, not.
There you go.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, if you would raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're going to give in cause number 125393, the estate of Rebecca Mancha Gonzalez, and cause number 125342, the estate of Oscar Serta Gonzalez, shall be the truth so help you God?
I do.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Oscar Gonzalez. Do you recognize that as being his will?
Yes, sir, I do.
And I'm going to go back to the signature page and ask you, is that his signature on that document?
That is my father's.
Okay, and after the date he made this will on March 25th of 2015, did he ever change it or revoke it?
No, sir.
Okay, I'm now going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Rebecca Gonzalez. Do you recognize that as being her will?
Yes, sir.
And is that her signature on that document?
Yes, it is, sir.
And after the date she made this will on March 25th of 2015, did she ever change it or revoke it?
No, sir, she did not.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Rojas.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Gonzalez, you've also had a chance to look over the proof of death and other facts in this case, is that correct?
Yes, sir, I do.
And is everything in that proof of death true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir, it is.
And as far as your father's estate is concerned, what we're asking the court to do today is to grant a probate of will of dominion of title so that everything goes into your mother's estate, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And as far as your mother's estate is correct, Rebecca Gonzalez, you've had a chance to look at the proof of death and other facts in that case as well, right?
Yes, sir, I have.
And everything to the best of your knowledge in that proof of death is true and correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
And what we're asking the court to do in your mother's case is to probate the will and to grant you letters of testamentary so that you can run everything that needs to be taken care of. You can run all that out of her estate. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And that's because she passed away after your father did. Is that right?
That is correct.
All right. And you're asking the court to do that, both of those things in each of these cases this morning. Is that right?
That is correct.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Rojas, do you have a notary available with you?
I do, Your Honor. She's right here.
Okay, if you'll let me know when his proofs of death on both cases are notarized, please.
Yes, sir. This is the one for the data.
Okay.
Mhm.
Even the latest reports I've been getting every day, we're probably going to continue to Zoom here through August. That's the ones I'm probably still going to want.
Okay.
See what this thing. On a sharp incline.
They are both signed and notarized, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, I have signed the order admitting your mother's will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary that'll give you authority to act on behalf of the estate if you need to deal with financial institutions, title companies, anything like that. Mr. Rojas is going to do a good job of guiding you through the process. Please make sure that you cooperate with him in getting him a listing of the assets of your mother's estate because he has 90 days from today to file what's called an inventory appraisement list of claims with the court. And he'll explain to you what that document is. I've also signed the order admitting your father's will to probate as immuniment of title. You won't have to do an inventory on that case. If there's any questions or anything, let us know. Mr. Rojas will get your letters testamentary from the county clerk for you, and then you'll be able to start marshaling the assets of the estate and preparing the inventory, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge.
All right, I hope everything goes well. Y'all have a great week, and let me know if you need anything. Take care.
Thanks,
Oh.
Judge.
Thank you.
Case, Mr. Rojas.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go grab that other client right now.
All right.
We'll give you a call. Okay.
Uniment.
All right. All right. Hey, Nicole. Come on. You can wait. No.
That's it here?
Yes, ma'am. You said right there.
To sit in there, never hear it even.
Judge, I'll talk to you.
Good morning. Are you Lenora Villarreal?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Villarreal, if you will raise your right hand, please. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this case, the truth so help you God.
Yes, I can't hear it.
Okay. Ms. Villarreal, I'm gonna hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Marcelina Lopez Senior. Do you recognize that as being his will?
Yes,
And give me 1 second. Is that his signature on that document?
Is that his signature? Probably your father's signature.
Rennie's signature, yes.
Okay, and after the date he made this will on January 17th of 2019, did he ever change it or revoke it?
No,
Okay, let me see, I messed up. I showed you a printed name. Is that his signature on that document?
yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right, go right ahead, Mr. Rojas.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Villarreal, you had a chance to look over the proof of death and other facts in this case. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And to the best of your knowledge, is everything in that proof of death and other facts true and correct?
Yes, it is.
And what you're asking the court to do this morning is to probate your father's will as immunity of title so that no other action has to be taken in the probate case. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, if you'll go ahead and get her to sign the proof of death and other facts, and let me know when it's notarized, please, sir.
Yes, sir. Sign that right there. You know, actually sign that one. I'm sorry. Do that one instead. Okay.
You know, Mr. Rojas, when I was a little boy, we lived right by the railroad track,
Can you
and
can you hear that train going by, Judge? I'm sorry.
while I was sleeping every night, it would always come by at 10:30 at night and blow its horn. But I got to the point where I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, that's about the point I'm at now, but I apologize for that coming across over to your side, Judge.
Oh, it's no,
Everything is signed and notarized over here.
Yeah, Mr. Villarreal, I have signed the order admitting the will to probate as immuniment of title, and Mr. Rojas will guide you through the rest of the process. I hope everything goes well, and I hope you have a blessed week.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, looks like Mr. Burnson on Kimball. And it's immuniment. Good morning, Ms. Burnson.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you?
Great. Good morning, Mr. Kimball.
Good morning to you.
All right, if I could get you to raise your right hand, please, Ms. Kimball. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call shall be the truth, so help you God?
So help me God, I do.
Okay, Ms. Kimball, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Eric Charles Kimball. Do you recognize this as being his will?
Yes, I do.
And I'm going to go back to the signature page and ask you, is that his signature on that document?
Yes, it is.
And after the date he made this will on November 10th of 2004, did he ever change it or revoke it?
Oh, no.
All right, go right ahead, Ms. Burnson.
Hey, Ms. Kimball, we had a chance to review this proof of death and other facts. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and everything is true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, it is.
Okay, if you'll sign just as it's typed, Shara May Kimball. Okay, let me notarize it. Okay, Your Honor, we're all signed.
All right, Ms. Kimball, I have just signed the order admitting Mr. Kimball's will to probate as a muniment of title. Because it's a muniment, you won't be required to file an inventory in this case. Mrs. Burnson will guide you through the process and assist you in doing what you need to get done to wrap up the affairs. I'm so sorry for your loss. Y'all let us know if there's any way we can help, and I hope y'all have a great week.
Okay,
Thank you. You too.
Okay, Mr. Hughes and Vernon. And this is letters.
Every night before bed and every morning. There it is. Let me check over here a little bit.
Good morning, Mr. Hughes.
Good morning, Judge. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Is that Thomas Berneman?
It is Thomas Berneman, Judge.
Mr. Berneman, there was a Berneman that went to Thomas Jefferson, but it looks like you grew up in Nederland.
That's true. I've heard of him.
Well, he was good, but he didn't leave a bad reputation for you.
That's
All right.
good.
If I could get you to raise your right hand, please, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, Mr. Berneman, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Thomas C. Berneman. Do you recognize that as being his will?
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to go back to the signature page and ask you if you recognize that as being his signature.
I do.
And after the date he made this will on January 27th of 2020, did he ever change it or revoke it?
No, sir.
And he died on March 7th of 2021.
Yes.
All right, go right ahead, Mr. Hughes.
Your father passed away on March the 27th, 2021 in Port Arthur, Jefferson County, Texas. Is that correct? Yes. At the age of 88 years. Yeah. 4 years have not elapsed since the date of his death, of course. Is that true? Yes. He died in Jefferson County, Texas, correct? Yes. Is there a necessity for the administration of this estate, such as the payment of medical bills and other bills? Me. Medical bills? Yes. All right. And you're asking this court to appoint you as the independent executor without bond pursuant to the terms of the will. Yes. All of the statements contained in the proof of death as filed in this court, are they true and correct? Yes. There's been no government agency with a claim against the estate, and he has not left any charitable devise in this will. Is that true? It's true. You're not disqualified to serve as independent executor. No. That's all I have, Judge.
All right.
I
If
ask
you
you to
could
receive letters.
sign the proof of death and other facts, and let me know when that proof is notarized, Mr. Hughes, please.
Notary is here now.
Hughes, are you officing over on Nederland Avenue now?
Judge, I'm in my old office for Smokey. Remember when we started out over here? Yeah, it's kind of a biblical thing, which just make the cycle.
As it appears.
I'm enjoying it, to tell you the truth.
Good.
I got my 50-year pin last week.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge.
Should he sign the oath now too?
Somebody about that last week was telling me that, and I can't remember who it was, if it was Fred Jackson or who was telling me. We're knocking on the door.
It's notarized now, Judge. You want him to sign the oath?
Yes, please. All I need is the proof to sign my order. You just need the oath to get the letters, but I believe you. If you tell me you're an officer of the court, if you tell me it's signed and notarized, I believe you. I've known you long enough, and I know where to find you.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Berneman, I signed the order admitting your father's will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters of testamentary. And those letters are going to give you legal authority to act on behalf of the estate if you need to deal with real estate title companies, insurance companies, financial institutions. And so what you'll do is you'll marshal the assets of the estate, provide information to Mr. Hughes because he has 90 days from today's date to file what's called an inventory, appraisement, and list of claims, which is everything your father owned on the date of his death. And once you've marshaled those assets and provided him that information, then you'll be able to distribute it in accordance with the terms of the will. So I know he'll do a great job of guiding you through the process. If there's anything y'all need, y'all just let me know, and I hope everything goes well.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge. We need 2 letters testamentary.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Here now. You fixing to leave for here?
Yes, sir.
I'll catch you when you get back. Well, no, I've got to be at a lunch with Motiva or with Verna Rutherford, then I'm got to
That's that life report.
wait. Oh, okay.
Run.
This is it. This is Mr. Macy
Yes, sir.
and
Oh, there it is. You want to do this one or just that? Pink. This one here, what you do, everybody?
Oh, no, I think, is that what that's for?
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
There you go.
Oh, that's neat.
Oh, mine may know them. Show me something. Yes, you know.
okay, Mr. Snyder, are your clients with you?
Yes, sir. My client is with me and both witnesses are with me, Your Honor.
All right, if you could put the camera on them, please, sir, and see if we can get all three of them in the camera view. I'd
All right.
appreciate.
We come sit over
Yeah.
here.
We're gonna get over here, let me know.
Here, yeah, it's not her sit there. You just sit down.
Come in, scoot
You go
down
with
here.
you.
So we can kind of.
I've got Mr. and Mrs. Brown and.
Okay, come on,
Miss
come
Lavely.
on. Come
Mom.
on. All of them need to get
This
in.
is Mr. and Mrs. Brown and Ms. Lavely.
Yes, I'm Miss Lavely. Here, can y'all see? We need to get
I'll miss
Ivory.
Brown.
Ivory. You guys scoot over some more. Oh, scoot over here. They can't
Come on,
see.
get over here.
Okay.
Y'all gotta squeeze together like you like each other.
Can you see me? Hi.
Let me.
You gotta come on.
And who is the gentleman in the blue short sleeve shirt?
Oh, that's her
That's
brother.
Lamont.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be testifying. Is that correct, Mr. Snyder?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, if I could get the three witnesses to raise your right hands, please. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this cause shall be the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Snyder.
All right, Andrea Lavely, Ms. Lavely, would you state your name, please?
Andrea Elizabeth Lavely.
And you're the surviving daughter for Leon Lavely Jr., is that correct?
That is correct.
And you're here to ask the court to grant letters of independent administration and determine that you and your brother Lamont are the only heirs at law, is that right?
That is correct.
And is it true that you and your brother Lamont are the only heirs of your father?
Yes, that's
And your
correct.
father was not married at the time of his death, is that right?
That is correct.
And you've read the proof of death and other facts?
Yes,
That's
sir.
before you, and is everything in it true and correct?
Everything is correct.
And you know of no reason that you would be disqualified to receive letters of independent administration?
That is correct.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
I have no questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. I've read your report, Mr. Macy. Thank you. Go right ahead.
All right, Mr. Brown, would you state your name, please?
My name is Joseph Brown.
And Mr. Brown, you were friends with Leon Lavely Jr. during his lifetime, is that correct?
Yes, I was.
And you've known him for some 40+ years?
Yes, and above that, yes.
Yes, sir. And you can verify to the court that Andrea and Lamont are his only heirs?
Oh, definitely.
And that he was not married at the time of his death?
That's correct.
All right, pass the witness, Your Honor.
I have no question, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Macy. Go right ahead, Mr. Snyder.
Mrs. Brown, you are Ivory Brown, is that
My
right?
name is Ivory Brown.
And you heard the testimony of Andrea Lively and your husband, Joe Brown, is that right?
Correct.
And is everything they said true and correct?
It is.
All right, that's all, Your Honor. Mr. Macy?
I have no questions, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Macy. If you will get them to sign their proofs and their statements of facts for the two independent witnesses.
That is, yeah.
Mr. Lacey, do you live in Harris County or Brazoria County?
Yes, I got her note right here. You just sign right there.
Okay.
You want me to sign it now?
Yes, just Joseph Brown, Ivory, and I'll date and notarize everything.
It's your oath.
So here's your oath, Miss Laura. Okay, sign right there. Thank you, Mr. Brown. Thank you, Miss Brown. All right, I'm notarizing them all. I'm gonna talk to the judge.
All right, everything's signed, Your Honor.
All right, is it notarized?
Yes, sir, it is.
Yes, sir, sorry.
All right, first, let me thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Brown, for taking time of your schedules to come in and assist this morning. The court greatly appreciates it. And Mr. Lavely and Ms. Lavely, I have signed the judgment declaring heirship and the order authorizing independent administration of the estate. So Mr. Snyder is going to take those proofs and statements of facts that you signed and file them with the county clerk. You'll then be able to get letters of independent administration from the clerk, and that's what you'll use, Ms. Lavely, to show your authority to act on behalf of the estate so that you can marshal the assets of your father's estate. And one of the things you're going to be required to do is to provide Mr. Snyder with a listing of everything your father owned on the date of his death so that he can prepare an inventory that has to be filed within 80 days.
Okay.
That all been accomplished and you've gotten all those assets together, then in accordance with the estate's code, you'll distribute them to yourself and your brother.
Okay.
I hope everything goes well. Y'all let us know if you need anything. I hope y'all have a great week. And Mr. Brown, I'm so sorry that you were unable to find your Baylor shirt this morning and had to wear that uniform.
It's quite all right.
Y'all have a great week.
Yeah, have a good
Thank you.
weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Oh, my goodness.
He graduated from Baylor.
Snyder, and so look, Mr. Quigley, self-proof. Herbert Goldstein, Abby Goldstein Company. Good morning, Mr. Quigley.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Okay, do you have Ms. Cumple with you?
I do not.
She just hasn't come in yet. She's coming.
Okay, they say she's signing in, so I take
There
it,
she is.
Ms. Cumple?
Yes,
Okay, I take it you do not have a notary with you, is that correct?
do not have a notary with me. I'm traveling right now, but I have a notary at home, and as soon as I get home, I'll have this document notarized.
Okay. So you're not in Pennsylvania right now?
Not at the moment. I'm in New Jersey.
Oh, my goodness, I'd want to get out of there as quick as I could and get back to Pennsylvania.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
All right, Ms. Cumple, if I get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this cause shall be the truth so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Cumple, I'm gonna hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Herbert Goldstein. Do you recognize that as being his will?
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna go back to the signature page and ask you if you recognize that as being his signature.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, and after the date he made this will on March 31st of 2005, did he ever change it or revoke it?
No, not that we are aware of, no.
All right, go right ahead, Mr. Quigley.
Mrs. Cumpo, I understand you've read the proof of death and other facts that I sent to you, and to the best of your knowledge, everything in there is true and correct. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Very well. That's all we have, Your Honor.
Ms. Cumple, do any of your siblings remain in Jefferson County?
Yes, I have a sister in Beaumont, Linda Ruth Goldstein.
Gotcha. All right. So what's going to happen is you're going to sign that proof before a notary public along with your oath. Get those back to Mr. Quigley. He'll then.
This one, right?
Well,
Yes.
that's your oath, and then you'll sign the proof also. Send those back to him. He'll e-file those with the county clerk. He'll then be able to get letters testamentary that will give you authority to act on behalf of his estate if you need to deal with financial institutions, real estate title companies, anything like that. Please make sure that you cooperate with him in getting him a listing of the assets of your father's estate because he has 90 days to prepare and file an inventory with the court. But I know he'll do a good job of guiding you through the process, and I hope everything goes well, but let us know if there's any way we can help.
Okay, thank you very much.
Y'all have a great rest of your week.
Okay,
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Your Honor.
All right, safe travels.
Mr. Townsend has two.
Okay, both self-proven. And we'll see who he has with him. Good morning. Let's see, both of yours are self-proven, Mr. Townsend. You want to start with DeFrancis?
Yes, Your Honor. Actually, I have a Gary DeFrancis in my office, but Michael DeFrancis should be by the, he should be logged in on Zoom as well. There he is.
Okay.
And I still don't have anything on our walls.
I'm gonna have to find you in contempt of court, I guess.
Lance was gonna come in here with a banner behind us just to.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, Mike, can you turn your video on, Mike?
Oh, thought it was on.
Should be in the bottom left-hand corner of your
Right.
screen.
Yeah, oh, I see. Yeah, it's automatically off. I didn't realize that.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Are you Michael and Gary DeFrancis?
I'm Michael.
And I'm Gary.
All right, if I could get each of you to raise your right hands, please. You and each of you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call shall be the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Amelia DeFrancis. Do y'all recognize that as being her will?
Yes, I do.
Yes, it is.
Okay, and I'm going to go back to the signature page and ask y'all if that's her signature on that document.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
All right, it appears that she made this will on April 29th of 2004. After the date she made it, did she ever change it or revoke it?
No.
No.
All righty, go right ahead, Mr. Townsend.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll start with you, Michael. I have in front, we've sent you the proof of death and other facts. You have that in front of you.
Yes, I do.
And you've had a chance to review that.
I have.
And is everything in there true and correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And to you, Gary, you have in front of you the proof of death and other facts?
Yes, I do.
And everything, you've read through this?
Yes, I have.
And everything in there is true and correct?
Yes, it is.
And then, Michael, have you read the oath that's been prepared?
Yes, I have read it.
And you're asking the court to appoint you as co-independent executor of your mother's estate?
Yes, that is correct.
And if the court approves it, you agree to be bound by the oath that's in front of you?
Yes, I do. I have it printed out here. Okay.
Okay. And then the same for you, Gary. You're asking the court to appoint you as co-independent executor of your mother's estate?
Yes, I am.
And then you agree to be bound by this oath if so appointed?
Yes, I am.
Okay, no further questions, John?
All right, so Mr. DeFrancis and Mr. DeFrancis, what's going to happen is you're going to sign your proofs and your oath before a notary public. Get those. Johnson, he'll e-file those with the county clerk. When he does that, I'll sign the order admitting the will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters of administration or letters testamentary, excuse me. And those letters will give you authority to act on behalf of the estate so that you can marshal its assets and distribute them in accordance with the terms of the will. I'd ask you to make sure that you cooperate with Mr. Townsend in getting him a listing of the assets of your mother's estate, because he has 90 days from from the date I signed the order to file an inventory with the court. So your cooperation in that respect would be greatly appreciated. But otherwise, I hope everything goes well, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your week. Mr. Townsend has one more case.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm gonna go grab her right now and we'll get started. on it.
Y'all have a great week. Take care now.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
That was it. Yeah, I know that. Quick. I told you. Quick and. I'm gonna get you the sign. Yeah. She's gonna sign that over. Thank you. Hey, Sheree. If you can notice, you just have to see right here. Yes, fine. Thank you. I have a lead Turnage, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. Turner.
Good morning.
All right, if I could get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, Ms. Turnage, I'm going to hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Mark Turnage. Do you recognize that as being his will?
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to go back to the signature page and ask you, is that his signature on that document?
Yes, sir.
And after the date he made this will on January 16th of 2019, did he ever change it or revoke it?
No, sir.
All right, go right ahead, Mr. Townsend.
Thank you, Your Honor. Hey, Lee, I have in front of you the proof of death and other facts. You had a chance to read that and review it. Everything in there is true and correct?
Yes.
And then you're asking the court to appoint you to be the executor, independent executor
Yes.
of Mark's estate. And if so appointed, you agree to be bound by the oath. You've had a chance to review that.
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, let me know when her proof is notarized, please.
There you go.
Just sign it.
Just sign it, just like it is there. Sharice's gonna notarize it. And both sign it.
Ms. Turnage, once it's notarized, I'll sign the order admitting the will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary. Those letters are what you're going to use to show your legal authority to act on behalf of the estate so that you can deal with title companies, financial institutions, insurance companies, anything like that. If you'd please make sure that you cooperate with Mr. Townsend in getting him a listing of the assets of the estate, because he has 90 days from today to file an inventory with the court. But otherwise, I know he'll do a good job in guiding you through the process. I'm so very sorry for your loss at such a young age, and I hope everything goes well.
Thank you.
Are we notarized, Mr. Townsend?
Everything's been notarized, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, I have signed the order, and holler at me if you need anything.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. You have a good one. Take care.
Okay, you got Mr. Hargroder and Mr. Cacciola.
Mr. Freeze.
Oh, yeah. So I guess Mr. Cacciola is going to be 10.
He hadn't signed on yet in Tom's office.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Hargroder. Give me 1 second here and I'll be right.
You're famous, you're gonna be on YouTube. Yeah, it says YouTube live up in the left-hand corner. See that? Wow. Yeah. Yeah. They started doing that for the hearings because people wanted to attend during COVID and they couldn't. Right. So they were able to watch hearings on the.
All right, Mr. Schroeder, I'm sorry you're here this morning, but if I could get you to raise your right hand, please. You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, Mr. Schroeder, I'm gonna hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Gaynell Schroeder. Do you recognize this as being her will?
Yes, sir, I do.
And I'm gonna go back to the signature page and ask you if that's her signature on that document.
Yes, sir, that's definitely her signature.
And after the date she made this will on March 14th of 2003, did she ever change it or revoke it?
No, sir.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Hargrove.
Okay. All right, Mr. Schroeder, now that Your Honor has already gone through the will with you, you have, as part of your application today, we've prepared a proof of death and other facts relating to your deceased wife, Ms. Schroeder. Have you read through this?
Yes, sir, I have.
And has everything that's stated in there true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
All right. Let me know when that document is notarized. That proof is notarized, Mr. Hargrove.
Yes, and Miss Charlene Wheeler is right here in the room with us, and she's going to notarize that.
Very good.
Okay, all right. Well, let's go ahead and here. The pen is right here. You need to sign the oath and the proof of death. Do this one first. Go ahead, sign right there. Okay, hand this one to Charlene. Okay. Do that one first.
So what's going to happen after she notarizes that is I'm going to sign the order admitting the will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary that'll give you authority to act on behalf of the estate. So if you need to deal with real estate, title companies, insurance companies, financial institutions, you'll use those letters to do that. Please make sure that you cooperate with Mr. Hargrove in getting him a listing of the assets of Ms. Schroeder's estate because he has 90 days from today to file an inventory with the court.
Yes, sir.
Now, I can't remember, you live out there on Range Road. Were you on the part of Range Road that did or did not flood during Harvey?
Did not flood.
Right.
I'm on that hill right there, that ridge through there, didn't flood.
You live by Chris Gonzalez?
Chris Gonzalez, do you live near him?
Yeah, I think right across. Yeah, I do. Yes, sir, I do.
He's the fire chief. He was fire chief out there at Bevel Oak.
Yes, sir.
At the ES. I knew he did. So I figured
They sold all that land across the street from me right after, I've had 8 acres right there. After all that flooding, all that land right there all got sold and houses put in there. I live right at the end of Gentry, where Gentry dead ends in the range right there. If you're coming from Dishman, that's my place there.
Yeah.
Okay. And Your Honor, he's got the proof of death has been fully signed and notarized. And then.
All right, I have signed the order probating the will. And Mr. Schroeder, Mr. Hargrove will guide you through the rest of the process, but y'all let us know if y'all need anything, and I hope everything goes well. Y'all take care of yourself.
Okay.
Thank you. Same to you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay. 3. Good morning, Mr. Freeze.
Morning, Judge.
All right, so you are Brent Richard?
Yes, sir.
All right, if I could get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in the probate cause of Adele Creighton Miller shall be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, Mr. Richard, I'm gonna hold up what purports to be Miss Miller's last will and testament. Do you recognize that as being her will?
Yes, sir, I do.
I'm gonna go back to the signature page and ask you if you recognize that as being her signature.
Yes, sir, I do.
And after the date she made this will on February 15th of 2019, are you aware of her ever having changed it or revoked it?
No, sir.
Okay, go right ahead, Mr. Freed.
Thank you, Judge. Sir, can you state your name for the court, please?
My name is Brent David Richard.
Mr. Richard, you are asking to be the independent executor of the estate of Adele Creighton Miller, correct?
Correct.
Ms. Miller passed away on December 19th, 2020
Yes.
in Jefferson County, Texas, at the age of 101.
Yes.
Ms. Miller, we'll make sure we explain this correctly for Judge Brandt. Ms. Miller was your wife's grandmother, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And she had asked you and nominated you as the executor of her will and her estate several years ago, correct?
Correct.
There are three heirs, she had three daughters at the time of her death, correct?
That's correct.
And she wanted you to kind of be the neutral and independent person to administer that estate.
That's correct.
And as Judge Brannick indicated, you recognize in her last will and testament, that's her signature.
That's right.
And you've had a chance to review that and you know what her wishes were with regard to her estate, correct?
I do.
She was widowed for several years before the time of her death, correct? She didn't remarry and there are no other heirs that you're aware of other than her three daughters that you're dealing with.
None that I'm aware of.
Okay. We have prepared previously a proof of death and other facts. Have you had a chance to review that?
I have.
Is everything in there true and correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I've also indicated to you, you will need to sign the oath of the independent executor. You have had a chance to review that, and is everything in there true and correct as well?
Yes, sir.
We have also submitted an order probating the will and authorizing letters testamentary. You have had a chance to review that, and is everything in there true and correct?
I have.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Are you asking for this will to be entered into probate today, admitted to probate?
Yes.
And asking to be designated and named as the independent executor of this estate?
Yes.
That's all I have, Judge.
Do you have a notary there with you, Mr.?
I do. Let me go grab her, Judge.
101 years is a pretty good run.
Yes, sir, it was. She was in pretty good health when she passed, actually.
Wow.
Brent was telling me, a year or two before she passed away, she was a regular at the casino and enjoyed it. They'd have to, she'd shut it down.
She'd be there till 6 in the morning.
Now, it's not funny, but on almost all of the a lot of the death certificates in today's hearings, person had chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and had never been a smoker. That's strange.
Yeah. As you're signing these now, we will get these e-filed and we would ask for 10 letters, please.
All right, Mr. Richard, I have signed the order admitting the will to probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary. And I guess your first duty is going to be to make sure that you cooperate with Mr. Freeze in getting him a listing of the assets of her estate so that he can prepare an inventory. But otherwise, I hope everything goes well and let us know if there's any way we can help.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Great week.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Cashmere is still not there, so we're gonna bring him this recordation of the will.
The what?
This granting application to modify and form the will.
What?
This is the one that you told me to set to modify and reform the will.
Who found it? Let me see.
Lesher, Christina Lesher.
for reading it now. They there?
She's bringing her on.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hello, Christina, are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you might have to press the video button at the bottom left-hand corner of your.
Thank you. Start video, bottom left.
All right. This call is number 123184, the estate of Jacqueline Layton. And we're here today on a application to modify and reform the will under section 255.451 of the Texas Estates Code. Ms. Lesher, go right ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe I have one witness that hasn't come into the waiting room yet. It's the PR, John McElroy. He's at his attorney's office right now. Do you see him in the waiting room?
There's a Kayla Golke.
Yes, yes, sir. That's with this. That's the assistant for the attorney. And Your Honor, I believe that Mr. John McElroy has joined us.
I see him.
Hello, Judge.
Good morning, John. All right, go right ahead, Ms. Lesher.
Thank you, Your Honor. So I have two witnesses here today, Mr. Andrew Layton and Mr. John McElroy.
Mr. Layton, if you'll raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth so help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, I'll waive the oath for Mr. McElroy as an officer of the court. Go right ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Layton, what was your relationship to Jacqueline Layton?
Jack Layton is my father.
And what is your relationship to Samuel Charles Salmon?
Charles is my stepbrother.
And he is named as a beneficiary in your father's last will and testament. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And so how long have you known Samuel?
Really all my life since childhood.
And is it true that Samuel is disabled?
Yes, it is.
And could you please briefly describe to the court the health issues that Samuel has?
Yes, he's born pretty severely dyslexic, which presented itself as learning disability. It really impacts his ability to read and to comprehend. Also, when he was, I think, somewhere in his 20s, he was shot in the leg in Austin by a police officer. And to this day, he has a rod that runs down his leg. So I think these things have prevented him from being able to keep regular employment. He also suffers from some anxiety and stress issues as well.
And so is it true that Samuel is on both Social Security and Medicaid benefits at this time?
Yes, as far as I know.
And if he receives assets outright in any form or fashion, is it true that he will no longer qualify for those benefits?
Yes.
And you've read the application that we have on file with this court with our co-applicant being the executor of the estate, Mr. John McElroy, who's present today. And in that application, we're requesting that we really follow your father's intent, which he asked you in his will in section 4.2 of the will. He directed you to create a trust for Samuel's benefit. Is that correct?
Yes.
And do you think it's in Samuel's best interest to create, to have his interest placed in a supplemental needs trust, which would not be counted as an asset for the purposes of Social Security and Medicaid?
Yes, I do.
All right, me see if I can short circuit this a little bit. Mr. McElroy, do you agree with all of Mr. Layton's testimony?
Your Honor.
Okay, are you in agreement with reforming the terms of the will such as to continue to qualify the beneficiary for governmental benefits?
Yes, Your Honor.
All righty. I have signed the order granting the application to modify and reform, and y'all let us know if you need anything else. I hope y'all have a wonderful week, and bless y'all. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Your Honor. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Josh, if it's in person.
Okay, what about Mr. Casciola and everything?
He just signed on. You want to see him?
You what? Y'all were both talking. I couldn't hear either one of you.
He just signed on, but his client signed off, so he has to call his client to sign back in.
Oh, okay.
But Josh and Michael.
Okay, let me run to my office real quick, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
And I think I have to follow on this.
Hey, Phyllis, because what are you going to do? You call Reed's office back and tell him to get his time in home because he won't read this.
Yeah.
813.
813.
413. What is it? What is the number?
813-1443.
1443. I knew it had those numbers. So now the office is over here. Sit here. Right here.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Dean's not here. Is he gonna call in or something?
He called this morning, said he was in mediation and that you guys had talked on Friday.
We talked, I told him I couldn't cancel the hearing, but.
Right.
I was gonna tell the judge what's going on.
That's what we wanted. Come up here, you can just.
Also, there was some letters, but
Yeah.
No, that was for another one.
Oh, that was for Richard.
Yeah. Yep.
today.
So I told Dan, I said, don't we have another hearing? He goes, no, that one got canceled. I guess they're just, it's getting transferred to Edmonds, Richard.
Well, judge is going to look at the order and on why he should accuse first, because he amended his order. The judge hasn't seen it because he wasn't here Friday. He just amended it Friday. So judge wanted him to email him, but
I gotta
the
give
amended
Jesse a
motion,
witness or something.
yeah. So,
Everybody. Hi, I'm Melissa, but everybody's
Oh, hey.
calling me Mel because
That's Melissa
we're
Whitman.
getting confused
Okay.
here.
yeah, Melissa W, Melissa M,
Okay.
but I've worked here. Yeah.
Where's, is Judge coming in here? Or is he doing Zoom?
Yes, he was here.
It's really kind of status.
Yeah. But since we had it on here, I told Dean that you just tell Judge what you guys talked about.
Yeah, I mean, I told Dean, he called me yesterday, I said, man, this accounting, I appreciate y'all calling at 4 o'clock on Friday
Yeah,
after however many months, but,
yeah,
it doesn't have half the stuff in it.
yeah.
A bunch of accounts missing.
Yeah.
Random statements missing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, that's at 10 o'clock. Is anybody else here?
They're on.
No, sir, I talked to Dean yesterday and I'll explain to you. So, late Friday, we've been down here before on this compelled. This.
Yeah, I already signed the order back in 2020 sometime.
And though they were supposed to produce it and then it transferred over to Dean and then they kept calling us. We kept saying, okay, give them one more time, one more time, one more time. Finally, the issue came up. We said, hey, we got to set this for hearing. They kept telling us they're working on it. And, so we set it, we got an
put it as part of the last.
I think the thing, Judge, everything's got delayed this year. I told
Randy, you need to be here.
I don't understand why my mute is on. Oh, okay. Hello, Judge.
You'll have to enable your video down at the
Yeah, let me figure this out. I'm sorry.
bottom left-hand corner, the little camera.
We got it, Judge.
Very good. Give me 1 second. I'm still reviewing these documents.
All right.
Good morning, Ms. Lemke.
I want you.
Good morning.
All right, if I could get you to raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this call should be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, Ms. Lemke, I'm gonna hold up what purports to be the last will and testament of Randy Paul Lemke. Do you recognize that as being his will?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go back, or I'm gonna look at the signature page. And is that his signature on that document?
Yes, it is.
And after he made this will on August 15th of 1997, did he ever change it or revoke it?
No, sir.
All right, go right ahead, Mr. Casciola.
Okay, Ms. Lemke, you've reviewed all of the documents we filed with the court, the application for the probate of the will and for issuance of letters testamentary.
Yes, sir.
And all of the information we filed with the court is true and correct. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And we also have what's called a proof of death and other facts. Have you read over this?
Yes.
You've read every one of the paragraphs that we've got numbered.
Yes, sir.
And is everything there that we have written down on the proof of death and other facts true and correct?
Yes.
All right. And you're saying that under oath, correct?
Yes.
All
Okay, do you have a notary with you, Mr. Casciola?
right. I do, Judge.
Okay, go ahead and have her sign the proof and let me know when it's notarized.
All righty.
Here. That's Rita Gale Dodds or Rita Gale Lemke.
Rita Gale Lemke. And then what's today?
26.
26. Go ahead. 26 of July.
Ms. Lemke, once they've notarized your proof, I'll sign the order admitting to the probate and authorizing the county clerk to issue letters testamentary. Those letters are what you're going to use to show your authority to act on behalf of the estate if you need to deal with financial institutions, insurance companies, real estate titles, and so forth. Please make sure that you cooperate with Mr. Casciola in getting him a listing of the assets on the date of your husband's death. because he has 90 days from today to file an inventory with the court, okay?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Williams, have you notarized the proof of death and other facts?
Yes, I have.
All righty. I have signed the order.
All right, Judge.
Thank you.
Once you e-file those with the county clerk, you'll be able to get her letters and let me know if there's any other way we can help. Y'all have a great rest of your week, I hope.
You too, Judge.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
All right.
Thank you. Do we need